Welcome to in 5 minutes. Now let's study some functions for random access to file. Now these functions will help us to place the file pointer at any location in a file and perform reading and writing of file data at any location. By default, when you open a file, the cursor is placed at the beginning of the file and we can perform reading and writing of data from beginning of file till the end of the file. This kind of access to the file is called as sequential access to the file. That is, we can read data from current location till the end of the file sequentially. Now what do you mean by file pointer? That we'll try to understand. Now the FP that we use in a program is actually called as file handle. It is not called as a file pointer. File pointer is like a cursor that is placed at the beginning of the file by default, and as we read or write data in a file, it will keep moving in a forward direction from first to last character. This kind of access to the file is called as sequential access to the file. Now what do you mean by random access to the file? It is possible that we can take the cursor in a file at any location and perform reading and writing of data from that location onwards. Again, you can move that pointer to any other location and start reading and writing data from that location. So we can place the cursor at any location in a file and perform read-write operations. Now to place the file pointer at any location in a file, we have certain functions, and to work with that file pointer, we have some certain functions. These functions are called as functions for random access to file. Understand, these functions are merely helpful for placing the file pointer or playing with the file pointer in a file, but they are not used to work with the data input output. That is, for reading and writing of data, we have to use the old functions that you studied, that is fgetc, fputc, or fgets, fputs, or fread, fwrite, which are studied in previous topics. Okay, so here we'll be studying some functions which are used to handle the file pointer in the current file. Now let's see one by one these functions. The first function we'll see is fseek function. The function is used to place the file pointer at any given location in a file. The function has three parameters. First is file handle, second is offset, that is distance to move in a file, and next is supposed to be position, that is from where to move the file pointer in a file. Now this position has three predefined values, and there can be only three values possible. 0 stands for move from beginning of the file or count the offset from beginning of the file. 1 stands for count the offset, that is move from current location, and 2 stands for count the offset from end of the file. Now the offset can be 0, it can be positive, or it can be negative. 0 stands for don't move in a file, positive stands for move forward in a file, and negative stands for move backward in a file. And position you have to mention as from beginning or from current location or from end of the file. Now this will be very clear when we see some examples.